episode 45, part 2 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. Remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan, support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. And as we are all about supporting sports and sports travel, we've partnered with Moran Sports and Travel to give you this great offer for the Dubai Sevens on the 1st and 2nd of December. So over and above the rugby, you get the full Dubai experience, which is your desert safari, your nighttime barbecue, and your Dow cruise. This and a lot more details coming up on your screen.
This is Ngashi, official noisemaker.
Jeringus, Kenyana.
So our bad man this week will come from the whole of the National 7th Circuit, and I'll start with mine. Mine is Brian Tanga. The gaps that guy creates, I mean, on attack is just, even if you couldn't defend, I wouldn't care. Yeah. I really wouldn't care. All right, Ngaro, who's yours?
And actually also, I mean, with Brian Tanga, it's just the size of the heart, man. Like he's very small in stature, but what he does on the pitch is another level. He's one of the 3 guys that shortlisted. Of course, the other person is Philip Walkerach. Yeah. But for me, it's more before the process and what I've seen him do throughout the 7th Circuit. And that's why my bad man of the 7th Circuit is Ian Minjere. Knowing what he's gone through, his hamstring issues, he hasn't played the whole Kenya Cup season. And then he comes back to the 7th Circuit and what he's been able to do right from Driftwood. Yeah. I think it's only one tournament he's missed, right from, and again just because of his hamstring issues. His defense.
Yes.
He's been on another level in terms of defense, and that's why for me, so it's not really to do with the series itself, but it's also what has happened before the series. So my bad man of the series is Ian Minjere.
I think yours should be comeback of the season.
I don't know,
right? But my bad man, I think you mentioned him, Philip Walkerach. I think I'll go with Philip Walkerach.
Philip is Bay.
Slowly.
You had it fast.
Don't take me to Uganda, man. Yeah, the guy has had a very fantastic series. He's been consistent, especially in attack, and we've seen brilliance in also his defense. He's really tried in that sector, but I think defense, Ian takes that. When it comes to attack, Philip, I think he has had some attacking rugby, breaking the line. His runs were quite powerful. That guy always broke the line, beats the first defender. Maybe the 3rd defender is the guy who would get to him. So I'll stick with Philip Walkerach.
All right, now moving on to Rugby 101.
Mm-hmm.
For you guys who don't know your local rugby lingo, tongue twister, local rugby lingo. Yes, take us through that.
Yeah, so as you're saying, I'm even afraid of saying those words. But local rugby lingo. Today we're talking about axing or axe. So basically, when you hear guys talking about someone being axed, it means that a player has been dropped from the team. It's gone on, and some guys, actually land, shoka land, shoka being the Swahili word for axe.
Yeah.
So it's normally used when players have been dropped, and jokes, snide comments that these players make. I axe up in land, and it's actually moved from the actual rugby setting to things outside, like in life, in general life. When let's say you're marking on a girl and she doesn't want to advance,
someone else takes over.
Axe
young women land. So that's our Rugby 101 term for today. Yeah.
All right, now moving on to Kenya Sevens. They travel down to South Africa for the Asopol Sevens, and then they'll travel to Namibia for the Southland Sevens in preparation for the HSBC Sevens. How good do you think this will be for them in preparation for those, us not having the Safari Sevens?
It's good because, for example, the Asopol Sevens in Stellenbosch, South Africa, they're paired with South Africa and Scotland and England as well. So you're facing up against some of the big names in Sevens rugby at the beginning of the season as a curtain raiser to the season. So I think it's going to be good for them in terms of preparation, and of course before they go to Southland Sevens. I'm just disappointed that we're unable to see these guys play before they go for the HSBC series because the Safari Sevens won't be there. But all in all, I think it's a good way to prepare them for what's going to be the HSBC 7th Circuit.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with you, Nash. It's good to have these guys ready, considering Safari Sevens was cancelled. And then that 2-week camp that we'll be having in South Africa, that I think will really come in helpful rather. come Dubai when guys head to Dubai. Yeah, join us there. Yes, I think it's good for them. Can only hope that it's not too late for them. Yeah, and it can work out for them.
All right, now 15s is back. Yay!
Yep.
So we have the opener for the 15th season, our usual Floodlights Tournament. Dates have been released, so it's the 4th, 11th, and 18th. And I think, everyone looks forward to this.
Yeah, Impala Floodlight Tournament. Jesus Christ, this thing has been very good in terms of rugby. I remember back in the days it used to happen in February. Yes. Then of course because of the Kenya Cup changing season format, they moved it to this time, October, November. Just one thing, I only wish that Floodlights can get back to the stature or the state that it was 10 years ago. When Floodies was happening, it was like the same thing as Sevens. Right? Guys were like, Jesus Christ, I'm not missing Floodies. I have to go for Floodies. It has a nice mix of actual rugby and festival because it's happening at night. It's night rugby. So I can only wish, I think Impala have a hard job in terms of marketing the Impala Floodlight tournaments. But it's 15s rugby, so
that's the point.
Yeah, it's 15s rugby.
Yeah, it's sad that the schools category has been scrapped off.
Yeah.
Well, not really scrapped. It's more because schools won't be in session.
Yes. Yeah. So it's no longer, we won't be having the schools because it's always good to watch this young talent during the day before. The night guys they have to go home.
However, you can still come watch the women, and there's the Get Into Rugby, which is the academy boys. That should be under 17. So
and the university.
Some element. Oh yes, them.
Yeah, the university.
Yes.
Remember how Oilers came into the picture last season. Yes. All in all, it's good. It's a good start considering we'll have a very short Kenya Cup. So this is basically the start of the 15th season. So let's come out and really enjoy this. 15th.
Real rugby.
And I honestly hope that all the clubs bring the big guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not pre-season.
No.
This is the season.
This is the season. Yes.
Yep.
No, but Floodlights has always been a good tournament to sort of gauge where you are. And generally the people who have done well in Floodlights have done well in Kenya Cup.
Yeah.
So, why not bring your big guns? What are you doing with them at home anyway?
Same for last season though. Apart from KCB winning it, winning Kenya Cup, winning they were in the finals for the Floodlights.
Yeah.
Where were Impala though?
No, they were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They got to the playoffs.
They were still top.
They were there.
Yes, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Mwamba continue with their changes, to the technical bench. What do you think of these changes?
I would only like to highlight one, Humphrey Kayange, player coach. What Toll brings to the table is that, of course, he's a player. And he's a player number one. And number two, it's good also for the Mwamba transition. Kevin Wambua, who recently retired, Toll is also on his way out. I think he's in transition. So he brings some good temperament to the technical bench. Toll has been exposed. He's played in Bristol. He was part. I think of some of the things he did when he was captain in Kenya at Sevens. He was part of the team that lobbied for Sevens to be included in the Olympics together with the late John Alomu. So he brings that experience, that world experience locally, and I think he's going to be a good fit in the technical bench.
Just to add on, he's also now part of the knock.
Yes. Oh yeah, by the way.
It's, as you said, I'll just reiterate that it's good to see players and former players as well. Because Edgar Amberi, former Sevens international, has also joined the technical bench. It's really good to see these guys transitioning from the actually playing and impacting the experience and the knowledge that they've gained to this new crop of players that will be having. I'd like to see more of this in other clubs as well.
If you've watched when Mwamba play with Humphrey Kayange and when Mwamba play without Humphrey Kayange, honestly, there is a very big difference. Even without him actually being the person on the ball or the person, people just feed off his energy. And there is that element of you want to impress him. So just being honest, being honest.
A lot of years there. Rugby years.
So
the old man has a lot of years.
So I'm sure the Mwamba lads can learn a lot from Humphrey Kayange, and it's good for him to come into the system like this. Now on to international rugby, we had the Bledisloe Cup, and we had Australia versus New Zealand, where Australia actually won 23-18. I mean, it's been a while since someone beat New Zealand. I mean, New Zealand fans, not saying anything, have just been like, yes, we are. But yeah, very well done to Australia.
It was getting boring for us. It was getting boring for New Zealand fans. They're always winning.
Like you wouldn't even mind if you missed a game.
Yeah, I mean, but it's good. It's good because, and I'm being very honest, as a New Zealand supporter, it was getting boring to the point where you knew that New Zealand were actually going to win and win heavily. The last two games have been very good from an entertainment perspective. Beating South Africa by 2 points, then losing to Aussie in the way that we did, in the way that New Zealand did, was exceptional. Australia brought the game to New Zealand. Israel Folau, the backline, Israel Folau. I've loved how Catley Bill plays for a number of years. Will Guinea, Jesus Christ, he had a very good game. So it's good. It's good for World Rugby. Rhys Hodge with his 55-meter penalty to take it beyond New Zealand. So it's good for rugby. Yes, I feel bad, but it's good. It's good for rugby from an entertainment.
Any comments from you before we wrap up?
Yeah, as much as it was inconsequential, the win was a bit inconsequential because all Blacks took the first two.
Yeah.
Well, the Bledisloe Cup. I think it was more of pride, and Australia winning it actually showed the world that it's doable. Yeah, you can beat the All Blacks if only you get the things right. All Blacks, I think, were missing a few elements. The game was a bit off. I think maybe Beauden Barrett could have made a big difference, but all in all, he wasn't there for the day, so Sopwanga should have turned up.
True. And he's a talent, so we can't blame that. We can't say that Barrett not being around was what made them lose. They just lost because of the day Australia were more fired up.
Well, I guess it was just a bad day in the office for the All Blacks. Anyway, guys, remember you can like our page on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm BMOTW.
This is Ngashi, official noisemaker.
Jiringus Kanyana.
See you in part 3.